Shit, this AI don't get to doing some shit I don't want it to do. Hold up. See, we here, we in here, and I don't want it doing that. Let me see. Bam. Yeah. So we back. All right. It's just a real quick live. I shouldn't be on here no more than a damn hour. This is just or conversation really just to have based off of, I guess it's Memorial Day, and I want you niggas to remember the cosmic principle. What's the cosmic principle? We understand that the cosmic principle is unconditioned consciousness. If you watch the video of the veil, let me make sure my mic is actually working. Oh, you can share screen straight from here. Oh, ain't that some shit? I ain't know you can do that. So what we the Dark Veil lifted video, right? We went through and broke down the whole cosmic thing. Well, beyond the cosmos, right? We really went into pure unconditioned consciousness, pure chaos. That's what we went into. And understanding that unconditioned consciousness and chaos and the soul are the same thing. They have different titles, no matter and depending on what system you go to, where you tap in at, and what you studying under. So when we talk about the soul, we talk about that which does not die, that which has not done anything. The spirit is something different. I like to align the spirit with the mind, and the mind lines up with memories. Today is Memorial Day, where we're dealing with memories, right? That's an energy within itself. Where we're dealing with energy. Hold on. Yo, yo. What if I can't? What if can't nobody hear me? Hold up. Sunshine chick, what's happening? What's happening? Tell me, can you hear me? Am I sound? Am I coming through clear? I need to pull up my own YouTube on my phone. I may be talking for no damn reason. Oh, she said audio is good. So we tapping into that cosmic memory, like Rudolph Steiner type shit. You see what I'm saying? So if y'all were there present for the last night's occult Sunday service where we read about the cosmos from Swami Vivekananda in the Jnana Yoga book, right? And we tapped into he got to talking about how memory is transferred. And the common science is saying hereditary this, hereditary that, hereditary this, hereditary that, and that is not the case. And he disproved all of that by going through how, matter of fact, I got even another quote from him from the Karma Yoga book. But he disproved all of that about all of that transpiring down through the hereditary, just through the body, but it has nothing to do with your level of attainment of this type of knowledge. That, my friend, is completely on you. When I say you, I'm not even talking about the ultimate you. I'm talking about the spirit, the psyche, that which travels back and forth through lifetimes. What brings a person in and out of lifetimes? That would be your karma, right? That would be your action. Because I think, because I got this right here sitting with me too, at that karma yoga from Swami Vivekananda. Like I always tell folks, bro, people keep running around talking about karma is not real. It's like, what are you talking about? What is karma to you? Because if you go back and study their language, where we get the word karma from, I think the root word is Cree, and Cree means to do. So when somebody talking about karma, what the fuck do you mean? To do? Doing shit is not real. But I know we get into the metaphysics of it, and it transpires to do things that comes with an effect. So it's cause and effect. So basically, built up off of your past life karma, you need to see the thing here is not this, right? It's not to be talking about what I did in my past life and let me get a past life regression. I always like to say, bro, it's enough to deal with what you're trying to learn in this life. I used to have the same temperament of wanting to know what I did in my past life. Let me figure out what I did in my past life. My past life this, my past life that. I wanted to know that. Then I come to the realization of like, the fuck does it matter? Because you can figure out what the fuck you may have if you get down to your discernment. You'll be able to figure out what you did in your past life based off of the energies that's around you right now in your life, based off of the trials and tribulations that you're going through, based off of the so-called obstacles that actually turn into opportunities. The family members that's around you, that friend you just can't get away from, that type of boyfriend you just keep getting, that type of um girlfriend you just keep getting. You can figure that shit out. And once you have those breakthroughs, like, oh, that was it. I know what the fuck it is now. So you don't have to go get a detailed descriptive rundown on August 23rd, 1946. You did this. Like, who the fuck wants that? It's a reason why you come in with certain shit already blocked out from your mental, from your mind, from your psyche, or why it's the technology that you come into this mind and this body is already built up in a certain way, so you don't have information fucking overload. But nonetheless, tapping into this type of occult information, you gotta have built up a certain amount of karma. You gotta have built up a certain amount of past memories or mental impressions, is what we're getting into today. You would have to have built up a certain level of mental impressions to get this type of information, right? Because if you've been following my channel here recently and lately, you understand that we've been tapping into the non-dual aspect. And the non-dual aspect of Vedanta, which is, it don't matter which system you go to, they still getting back to one, but they like to deal with things in dualistic concepts. Why? Because we live in a world of polarity. We live in a dimension of polarity. We live in an existence of polarity. But ultimately, it's not a polarity. It's not Purusha and Prakriti. It's only Purusha projecting Prakriti. And inside of that projection is where we live. And then we start identifying with the projection. I was just talking to Don Tree today. We just had a good ass conversation. I had to get Brody on here. He tapped in. Um, but it's like our problem is that we identify with the movie. So it's like we are living in the movie, right? No, imagine this. Imagine being at the movie screen, right? And you watching a movie and the people on there going through whatever they going through on the movie, and you start identifying with it. We slick do it. We get sad when certain shit happens on the movie. We get scared when certain shit happens on the movie, but we still are aware that it's a movie, right? But imagine living your life where you start identifying with goddamn what's his name? Oh, okay. Denzel Washington. You start identifying with Denzel Washington in Training Day. You start thinking you really him. That's what we doing. We started thinking that we really are this body. We really are this mind. That's what's getting us. Guess what though? It's not just that. That's what's getting us, but it's also building up mental impressions. That's what's building up your karma. So let's shift it over to a person who can understand higher aspects of this occult and spirituality. It's a thing going around on threads where people keep talking about my spiritual rank this and my spiritual rank that. I'm like, okay, I don't really subscribe to that because I understand that all is one. And when I say all is one, we are all pure unconditioned consciousness. And I see that I'm going to have to keep pushing that and giving more detailed breakdowns and understandings of it, because we have been taught about consciousness, like I said in the dark veil video. We have been taught to think of the concept of consciousness in a very materialistic way, in a very quantifiable way, like your consciousness rises up and then it rises down, or you should be raising your consciousness. That's not the fact. We have been taught that backwards, and I'm telling y'all, that's what's stopping us from having true knowledge of the self. I put the T in front of it. Knowledge of the self. Because it's the self. The self is pure unconditioned consciousness. But it's a thing going on. If you hear it, hit that like button. I see it's three of y'all. Hit that like button. Because I know motherfuckers still at work. But we want to talk about that because people talking about they got spiritual rankings and all of that shit. Damn, I wish I had the. Damn, I posted put the shit in the description about the Discord. Join the Discord. We got the Discord going. If you follow me on Instagram, I send it. But if you're watching this video, it should be in a description by the time we finish this video. You sign up for the email, and that email link to you, get your ass on over there in the Discord, and goddamn, we talk shit, pop shit, do what we got to do. So, with that being said, understanding that people are talking, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. People talking about spiritual rank. My spiritual rank is this and my spiritual rank that. And I'm like, okay, let me, let me put my little 2 cents in slash troll a little bit. And my 2 cents is what rank? It's just those that know and those that don't. And there's different levels of knowing. Remember, we brought up in the Upanishads, right? Where the student asks the sage, like, hey, master teacher, tell me, what is that one thing that I can know? And by knowing that one thing, that I know all things. He could have gave him a straight answer. He could have said, oh, it's the P, it's the cosmic P. Pure unconditioned consciousness, nigga. That's it. I'll let you end the class. No. He had to lead him up to it. Like, nigga, first of all, there's two types of knowing. There's two types of knowledge. I think they call them jnana and vijnana. So you got knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the apparent. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the relative reality. So that's and what they went through in the Upanishads was talking about the rituals, all the rituals that people doing to try to get into heaven. So you got people who worship Ganesh, and then they do fire rituals or whatever rituals and keep up their duties, whatever they supposed to do, so they can get into what they call the lokas. It's like 7 or 8 lokas. I may be wrong quoting it on how many it is, but I know call them lokas, and those are the heavens and the hells. You got different levels of heavens and different levels of hell. And I always tell you, like, what it even Yeshua or Jesus say, this heaven and this earth too shall pass. So those heavens don't last forever. That's why he's calling it lower knowledge, because knowledge of those heavens, knowledge of the yugas, the Kali yugas, all of that shit, knowledge of astrology, all of that shit, knowledge of math, knowledge of science, knowledge of grass. See, they're not calling it inappropriate. It's useful and appropriate to move through this life with that knowledge, but that's not the higher knowledge. Like in the Dark Veil Lifted video we did, I spoke about how if you look at what they talk about in your Upanishads and what we and people who do magic, you should know, we talk about high magic and low magic. Low magic is just to do some shit to get some shit moving and going around in this reality right here. High magic is that shit that you really doing to work to transform self, to evolve spiritually. To evolve spiritually. That's the high magic. And that's the high knowledge. So what is that knowledge? The knowledge of the self. What we've always been taught, knowledge of the self. And we have to go through lifetimes to get to this point right here to have these type of conversations. If you're new, if you haven't watched the Dark Veil Lifted video, it's a 6-hour video. I suggest you tap in because I can't give all of it right here. It's not bullshit. It's not trendy shit. It's the real deal shit. Because this is what we're here to do, for this knowledge of self, of the self. So as I responded to that, I don't even think I responded. I just kept it in my hand. I think I did. But the thing was, like, if I would say anybody else on a spiritual rank, it would be those that know that the multiplicity is honestly just one. So what people saying they E5, what people saying they Christian, what people saying they Buddhist, people saying they Hindu, and people saying, you know what I'm saying, they Islam, people saying they Hebrew Israelite. If you study it good enough, you gonna know, nigga, shit, all that shit's the same. It's just a different tradition built up upon different mental impressions. This is what we're talking about today. Mental impressions, knowledge. You gotta keep the right mental impressions onto your psyche. Because you got to think about this. Where is liberation happening? Where is enlightenment happening? What is it happening in? Pause for everybody just to think. Where is it happening? It's happening in the mind. You're fighting to liberate the mind. You're not fighting to liberate the soul. You're not fighting to liberate the soul. The soul is where everything that technically is happening in the soul, in consciousness, right? Because we're saying consciousness, the soul, chaos, Ain Sof, and Ain Sofor are all the same thing. Different systems give them different details. Well, no, they got the same details as far as the definition goes, but it's the same thing once you read the definition. But the mind is an object inside of consciousness. I seen or I think I was reading one of these Vedanta books, and they say everything that is not consciousness is an object to consciousness. So that's your thoughts, that's your feelings, that's every incarnation you have ever had. All of those are objects. Yes, we hold those types of things personal. Your family, your friends, your bodies, your nipples, your pussy, your butthole, your toes, your money, your cars, your sexual orientation that you chose. All of that shit is an object to consciousness. That's the appearance. And we have started identifying with that. So if we're talking about not reincarnating again, those impressions of those past lives of you identifying with this personality, identifying with this religion, identifying with this and group of ancestors. That's what we're talking about. That's what we moving away from. It's not that that's not useful and appropriate. It doesn't mean like, oh, I can't say that I'm I'm native indigenous to this land now because I got knowledge of self. It's like no, but you don't attach yourself to that and live your life like that's all that it is. Ultimately, that the shit don't matter. On an ultimate, listen, on an ultimate scale, it's just a movie that's being played in consciousness. It's the same thing. The best terminology that we can get, or description that we can get, or the analogy that we can get is with what? The dream method. If you go to sleep and have a dream, the trees in the dream, the chairs in the dream, the water bottles in the dream, the grandmother in the dream, your sister, your mama, your cousin, all of them that appears in the dream, who brought them into existence inside of that dream? I'm gonna pause. Who brought those people into existence inside of that dream? I know you got the answer. You brought them into existence inside of that dream. So their whole existence exists within you, that mind. It's the same thing with consciousness, but except it's beyond the mind, your personal mind, and it's beyond the universal mind. So all is not mind. All that can be known is in the mind. Why do I say that? Because everything that you could ever know is within your five senses. And those five senses are what you use to do action, which we call karma. And the karma that you build up is why you reincarnate. Are you seeing it? So that means the thoughts that you think are karma. It's action. The thoughts that you build up are karma. It's action. Those are the implications that are taken as well when considering how you're going to reincarnate. It's an automatic system anyway. Reincarnation is an automatic system. Reincarnation is an automatic system. You ain't got to go up there and fill out no paperwork. It's done. It's a wrap. The automatic system is this karma shit. Let's see what he talked about here. This okay, because in Karma Yoga by Swami Vivekananda, yoga, action, the yoga of action. That's what karma is. It's action, right? So in this book, he spoke about Buddha. He spoke about Jesus. He spoke about all the greats that came back and I guess if you want to call them Christs, right? That Christ energy. Everybody on Christ conscious. I ain't heard that shit in a minute. Maybe people still saying Christ consciousness. I don't know. But he spoke about, let's read it. He says, because we're going to get to something here. All right. The works that we have around us are simply the display of thought, the manifestation of the will of man. Machines or instruments, cities, ships, or men of war. All these are simply the manifestation of the will of man. And this will is caused by character. And character is manufactured by karma. So the person that you are now, the character that you have now is built up based off of action, right? Based up off of karma. So is karma real? You answer that question. 'Cause people sound idiotic when they say it's not. I get what level they're talking about, but you can't just wrap all that shit up into one. Because if you want to talk about moving beyond karma, what you doing? Because you still identifying with the movie. If you talking about karma ain't real, you ain't gonna get to that point where karma is not real for your mind. That's just some fancy shit for you to say to seem advanced. That's not advanced. Alarm just went off. That's not advanced. Advancement is moving beyond karma and understanding why karma isn't real. I ain't seen nobody say that. They just say it. But we got to understand these things. Like real shit, we to move beyond karma is to not be identifying with, oh, my ancestors finna be doing this for me, or I'm gonna put a spell on that bitch, or I'm gonna put a hex on that nigga, or I'm gonna be trying to build up me, you know what I'm saying, a legacy to leave behind because my leave my bloodline going. You gotta move. You gonna be moving beyond all of that. Even if you do that, you're not stuck on that. Is that your goal down here? Your goal is gonna be total knowledge of self. The self is pure unconditioned consciousness. That which does not move, that which does not rise or fall, that which does not give a fuck about what gender you are, what race you are, how much money you got, how many people like you, don't like you, how many subscribers you got. It's not, it's just observant. It does not take a role within the movie. It simply projects the movie. It simply projects the dream. See what I'm saying? That's your Purusha and Prakriti. It simply projects the dream. It's not identifying with nothing in the dream. That's moving beyond karma. If you want to talk about that, that's when karma doesn't affect you. That's why I get to hitting that shit like, liberation. What you need liberation for? What are you ultimately getting liberated from? If you are the cosmic P, really, if you just are the P itself, the ultimate principle, that which everything appears in, which is consciousness. Like I told you, we have a materialistic view of understanding consciousness. We need to restructure our understanding of consciousness. Because if we still talking about, oh, I was unconscious and you are always conscious. What you are is always consciousness. Consciousness is always there. What is consciousness? Awareness. Think about this. I said this on my story one time. So now that we went through and talked about how we receive knowledge, right? We receive knowledge through our five senses. The only way to know something, to have knowledge of something, is through the five senses. You know things by seeing them. You know what something looks like. You know things by hearing them. You know what something sounds like. You know things by what they taste like. You know things by what they smell like. And then you know things about how they feel, right? All your senses. If I miss one, whatever. But your major five senses is the only way that you can come into knowing something. Now, do you know something and then awareness arrives? Like, okay, boom, I know something. And here comes awareness. Do, 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 boom. Now I'm aware that I know something. Or let's switch it around. Let's say I don't know something. And then I'm getting to the point where I finally do know something. When does awareness show up? When does consciousness show up? Does consciousness show up on 3 seconds? Consciousness will be here. Even though I know this, consciousness is going to be here. That don't make sense. Conscious is there when you don't know something and when you do. How do you know? Because you are aware that you don't know. There's never not a time when consciousness is not. There's never a time where consciousness is on its way. Consciousness doesn't arrive. Everything arrives within consciousness, nigga. Now, how do you know something arrives? Through knowledge. Here's the thing, the trick about it is, which I broke down to y'all, that I got from the book Reality Plus. Or this damn, what was I finna say? Cause this had to do a lot to do with the live stream as well, with the Dark Veil Unlifted. Damn, I forgot what quote I was finna use. But knowing when you know something and when you don't know something, consciousness is already there. You can't escape it. It's the soul, it's chaos, it's the triple black darkness. You cannot escape consciousness. Consciousness is always there. Hit that like button, y'all. Please. So consciousness not worried about none of this shit. It just simply observe. If you sitting there and you observing and you're not attached and identifying with, see, that's impossible for consciousness anyway. It's not going to identify, but the mind starts identifying. Then the body starts identifying. So the mind and the body is what you're looking for liberation from. The body has its own specific karma. You know that. We went through that in the other video. You can't breathe on you don't know how to get the breathing going. It's automatic. You came out the vagina automatically knowing how to breathe. Your body came out the vagina automatically pumping blood. It automatically did it. It wasn't trying to figure it out. Do I press Control Alt Delete to get the blood pumping? It's automatically doing it. You're not doing that. It's on automatic. Rose of Flame, that's my guy. Hope all been well with you, my nigga. Hope all been well with you. We had to tap in soon, bro. But all that is happening. Prakriti is already doing that. You don't have to figure out how to get your body going. Obviously, walking and all that shit. But I'm just talking about the the prana, the pranic level, the vital energy of the body. That level, you don't have to figure that shit out. It's already done. So now we dealing with the mind and karma and the five senses and how you reincarnate and how you build up karma. That's why I say today is about the memory, the mental impressions. That's what travels with you through lifetimes. That's why you get the type of situation that you get in life. Nobody's excluded. That's the part of the goddamn play. That's part of the dream. That's part of the movie. Nobody's excluded. Hear me. Nobody's excluded. Even the enlightened ones still have to go through these mental impressions because that's the action or the karma or the cause and the effect of the dream, aka Prakriti. Prakriti is not separate. Prakriti is an illusion. Prakriti is the very existence of the dream. For those who study Kabbalah, you understand the astral plane, Venus, right? It's raw emotion, not a particular emotion like an emotion of anger, an emotion of happiness, an emotion of sadness, pure emotion. So, another example you can use for understanding Brahman, which is what they call pure unconditioned consciousness, or Atman, or or goddamn it, Kether. Another way to understand and use analogy for it, and then Kether and Prakriti or Purusha and Prakriti, what would it be? Hit that like button, y'all. What would it be? I ain't got no lighter over here. But it's like the flame itself and then the heat that it gives off. It's not no one and separate. They the same. They come together. You ain't gonna get no fire without no heat. With this analogy. Remember, this is an analogy. It's not the exact thing. That's why they call this shit chaos. That's why all right, I got you, bro. That's why they call this shit chaos. Because you can't really put your finger on it. You can try your best to use analogies and metaphors. That's about it. because it's a thing to be realized. The self is something to be realized. You're going to use your intellect. You're going to use the buddhi. You're going to use your mind. You're going to use your memory as stepping stones. But eventually you get up there to that Darth level. Then after that, but there ain't nothing else to stand on. You just got to leap into the abyss. You got to leap into the darkness. You got to leap into chaos and be a pure being. Hold up, my connection messing up. I'm breaking up, y'all. Oh shit. I'm sitting over here talking. Bro, hold up. Let me check. Oh, it's showing good. All right. Oh, Rosa Flame saying his connection messing up last night. Okay. Okay, I got you, bro. Um, so yeah. No, it's mine, my bad. No, you good, Rosa Flame. You good. Um, so there is no separate reality. That's the dualist system. Like I've been telling y'all, I'm in alignment with a non-dual aspect. I think Swami said it too, like, shit, goddamn it. The dualist systems is the cause of suffering. Looking at shit in a dual aspect because you have this, then you have that. If I'm this, then oh shit, that's that. And if anytime that comes over here with this, it's a problem. No matter what you say, it's going to be some form of a problem. So when we understand how Purusha is the light, enlightenment, or Brahman is the light, or Shiva is the light, or the fire, then automatically what comes with the fire, like Rose of Flame here. What automatically comes with the flame? Heat. So what am I saying? What automatically comes with Purusha? Prakriti. What automatically comes with it? What automatically come with goddamn it, what's the name? Mayat. The illusion, the matrix, the movie, the dream. It automatically comes with it. They're not two separate things. They are the same thing. It's an You got to be careful with explaining this non-dual shit because you could call it an aspect, but that still wouldn't be correct. But for all intents and purposes, let's say that because consciousness wouldn't have an aspect. If you understand this non-dual shit, wouldn't be an aspect. For lack of better terms, you can say that's the power of it. This is why they have to create these type of stories so you can at least attach the mind to it. Why? Because the mind needs symbols. You see what I'm saying? The mind latches on to symbols, and that's memory. And that's how you pass through lifetime to be able to receive this level of information because you've had these mental impressions of these symbols, of these stories, or these experiences impressed onto your mind. And you get to this point and you beyond all the other bullshit that everybody else is talking about. It's not that they are lower, you're ranked higher than them. You just didn't put it in the work and had the realization. That's why I say it's really not, it's all about those that are and those that are not. I mean, those that know and those that don't. Oh, we got subscribers only can, can comment. Well, shit, y'all subscribe. Shit. Hold up. Fuck it. I'll worry about that shit another time. But this is what's building up your mental impression. That's why I say last night after we did the reading from last night. That's why I send and I forgot to send y'all. I'm gonna send it today. I forgot to send y'all the study guide. That's why I give study guides after those readings. So you just don't sit there and hear it. You can take it home, pop that shit, download it, don't watch it then, but just go on and download it, open it up, and just go back over that motherfucker. Let that shit ponder on your mind. This is important. Everything doesn't have to be a closed eye meditation. Those are good as well. But you can have you an open eye meditation like we did, or we did the seer and the seen meditation, the veil lifted meditation on the dark veil lifted video. Because you have to come to this realization This is what getting out of reincarnation is. I don't know what the fuck you ever else you heard. You ain't gotta know shit. You gotta be something. You gotta know. You gotta know. You gotta know. Stop playing with me. Swear to God on my mama. You gotta know. But once you get to that no, after that is just pure being. After that is just pure being. Because this chaos, this consciousness is nothing that you can know. I think I brought up another a quote where they said, he who says that he knows Brahman doesn't know him. But he who knows Brahman, but he who knows Brahman know that he does not know Brahman. It's a paradox for a reason. Basically, all you can know is the concept of what Brahman is, the deep shit of what Brahman or consciousness is. But you will never know Brahman through these five motherfucking senses. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. So anybody that can brag like they do know is what they're saying. Those that brag like, oh yeah, I know Brahman, man, I know that shit. Brahman, yeah, consciousness, yeah. But yeah, anyway, let's talk about this Aquarius and Gemini. You don't know Brahman. But those that do know Brahman know that they don't know Brahman because there's nothing you can know through your senses. It's just a pure awareness, a pure realization that you can have. And once you have that realization, you get to move in different. You get to seeing things different. That's why I keep saying, what liberation? What death? What reincarnation? The only thing that's reincarnating is the mind. The body don't reincarnate. We know that motherfucker. It's a wrap. Yeah, we've seen people from the past and take pictures with people from the future and they look exactly alike. Yeah, but even then, if you want to get to the molecular level, something's still different about their body. So here we're talking about past impressions. What are you keeping on your mind? Past memories. What are you keeping on your mind? Because your mind and your memories, we're talking about Memorial Day. We're here to remember that we are the ultimate P, the big cosmic P. Y'all got my email this morning, right? If you're in a Discord group, you got that message in the Discord group. Oh, Rose. Okay, I get what Rosa Flame was saying. I just not seeing it. So, okay, you was on the chat last night when we did the book reading last night. Your live stream was tripping. What are your memories that you impressing that you leaving an impression on yourself with? That's why sometimes it's helpful to have keep a symbol around to remind you of that which you are. But no, when you get to this non-dual aspect, talking about pure unconditioned consciousness, there is no picture. There have no picture for Brahman. I have no picture for chaos. They do have a little symbol. I do take that back. They do have one. They do have one. But for the majority of the aspect of the non-dual society, they're here to train you to not use any symbol at all. Because even if you go through the Dharana Darshans or anything of the meditation, their point is to get you to meditate on one thing, to work you down from multiple things to one thing. Then ultimately, what does Dharana Darshan lead you to? What do these meditation techniques lead you to? To drop that one thing as well. Why? Because we're trying to get to the cosmic ultimate P, that Shiva, that Purusha, that Noon or Nu from the Egyptian pantheon, that Atman, that chaos, that triple black darkness, that ain't so far. There is no image because there's nothing that your mind can use to grasp it. Your mind is going to get you to the top of that pyramid. It's going to get you to Doth, and that's it. It's going to get you into Doth, and that's it. And the only way to get up there is start to shed yourself away from it. Samadhi, right, right. Rose of Flame, right. But that's what that shit is for. Is to get you up there. Then you have to drop all the shit. The negative path. What I keep telling y'all. Nati nati. That's a Sanskrit term for not this and not this. So they take you through the negative path of not identifying with the movie, just to get you all the way up there, just to tell you you are all of that. So first they take you and tell you you are none of that. And then once you get all the way up there, you find out, oh, everything that I said I wasn't is I'm actually all of it. So now we get back into it. What reincarnation? What liberation? What enlightenment? But that's from an ultimate scale. We still down here trying to work this shit out. What karma? What evil? What enemies? What anything? It's hard for people to get to that point to understand because that doesn't leave. It's not that it's hard for you, the ultimate you. It's hard for the mind. The mind does not have something to attach itself to. You need something to attach your mind to. Your mind is going to be very pissed off at you if you don't give it something to attach to. The ego is going to be very pissed off. Everything that you know that you are as a person is all in your memories. It's all in your mind. And like I said, the reason why you can come to a YouTube channel like this and receive this level of information, even if it don't make sense for you, something still pulling you towards it. What is it? Because I quote, let's see, as is karma, so is the manifestation of the will. The men of mighty will the world has produced have all been tremendous workers, gigantic souls with wills powerful enough to overturn worlds. Will it their wills are present. What the fuck? Hold up. Wills they got persistent worked through ages and ages. So the will of these type of people have there is persistent through ages and ages. That's how you get stored from thousands of years of Buddha, whether Jesus existed or not. Whatever motherfucker that did exist, that travels through the ages and ages. Even the ones who did the shit that we don't like. Oh god damn it, Alexander the Fake, him, whoever, the popes, whatever, name them. We ain't trying to get personal and go into politics about what the fuck they did. Right now, he's talking about will. They worked through the ages and ages. Such a gigantic will as that of Buddha or Jesus could not be attained in one life. For we know who their fathers were. You finna get into some shit. So we know who their fathers were. He ain't do that shit in one life. Nigga be like, what, Buddha? The Buddha? Man, I know that nigga, man. I used to change that nigga diaper. That nigga talking about all this goddamn non-attachment shit, this void shit, this blank shit, man. Buddha, the nigga sitting up under the tree, boy, I used to wipe his ass. I'm not hearing that shit he talking about, same shit with Jesus. Boy, you talking about Mary and Joseph, little boy? Man, that nigga used to have that white shit in the corner of his mouth, man. His little dirty ass boy, I'm not listening to him. He ain't the son of no goddamn God. Come on, man. Y'all listen to that nigga? That type shit. We know who their fathers are. Here's the thing. What even real or not, it doesn't matter because we can see it. We still know monumental people who have lived in our lifetimes that we do believe existed. Do you believe they got to that point over one lifetime? That they were just reading books and meditating and studying and did this and that, and then boom, this lifetime? No, that shit comes from past lifetimes. I'm saying that I'm talking about you if you ain't picked up on it yet. For you to get to this level of information, do you think that it just happened this fucking lifetime? We're talking about Memorial Day. Let's remember who the fuck we are. Remember our fallen past lifetimes. They still are showing up here in this day. Let's get it. That's what does he say? It is not known that their fathers ever spoke of a word of good of mankind. Millions and millions of carpenters like Joseph had gone. Millions are still living. Millions and millions of petty kings like Buddha's father had been in the world. If it was the only case of a hereditary transmission, how do you account for this petty prince who was not perhaps obeyed by his own servants, producing this son whom half a world worships? How do you explain the gulf between the carpenter and his son, who millions of human beings worship as God? It cannot be solved by the theory of hereditary, the gigantic wheel which Buddha and Jesus threw over the world. Whence did it come? Whence came this accumulation of power? It must have been there ages and ages, continually growing bigger and bigger until it burst on society in a Buddha or a Jesus, even rolling down to the present day. You don't just come into this shit getting this type shit. You don't just come into this shit. You don't just find a Bobby Hemmett. You don't. You don't just find a Brother Panic. You don't. A Phil Valentine, Dr. Delbert Blair. You don't just find a Travis Majors. You don't just find a Gnosis. You don't just find these people. You don't find a Rosa Flame, a Sunshine Chick, a Don Tree, a Hasaja. You just don't find these type of people with this level of awareness. Why? You have built this shit up over past lifetimes, past memories. You've built this shit up and been working on this shit. Applaud your goddamn self, nigga. Is what I'm telling you. This is your Memorial Day. I'm not stealing it from, the culture, but I'm just saying. On some occult shit. Stop playing me. Swear to God on my mom. What I'm saying here is applaud your goddamn self for coming this far through all these lifetimes. Being able to receive this information. This is the most beautiful shit on this planet. What's better than knowledge itself, bro? Yes, I like food. Yes, I like pussy. Yes, I like a cold cup of water. Look how y'all seen me playing in a Lamborghini the other day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit was cool, but I'm not attached to having no shit like that or needing no shit like that. Those things decay, they devalue. What's the ultimate goal here? We know happiness rises and falls. You can't always be happy and you can't always be sad. Your spouse, your kids can't always make you happy, and they won't. So what's the real goal here? This knowledge here. This knowledge that pushes you to self-realization. That's the real goal here. That's what we all really looking for. That's why I told you it don't matter if you say people on the spiritual path or not. What's really going on here? Everybody's looking for fulfillment. Everybody's looking for love. Those are the same attributes or acceptance. Those are the same attributes that go along with whatever God that people claim. Those are the same attributes. And here we're calling it the self, consciousness, chaos. I like to call it the cosmic P. That's the standing on principle. That's the principle that we standing on. This principle stands within us, on the outside of us, up under us, above us, to the right and the left of us. All you have to do is realize it, though. It never went nowhere. It's like the air. Like that shit's just everywhere. Like you just can't grab it though. How can you grab a bag of air? Let me sell you some. Well, I guess you can fill up a bag with air, but you get what I'm saying. I can't scoop no air and just here you go. This is what we doing here. So applaud yourself, not on some old egotistical shit, but just like, man, I love this shit. Just have reverence for it. You gotta love it. You gotta keep this shit on your mind. You gotta keep in the background that I am pure unconditioned consciousness. Whether you want to call it Shiva, Purusha, or whatever, or you want to call it the triple black darkness. I ain't so far. Or you can go to Kether. Whatever the fuck you want to call it, whatever you want to do. Keep that in the back of your mind. You got to keep that mental impression strong. I ain't just saying just run around. I'm consciousness, I'm Brahmin, I'm Brahmin, I'm Brahmin, I'm Atman, I'm Atman, I'm Shiva, I'm Shiva. You're gonna no. You don't have to run yourself that level of crazy. Let's just say that because I don't even like using the term crazy, but you don't have to run yourself like that. but you just need to sit with that realization. It should always be in the back of your mind. Always. Always. Like I see myself like it's pretty hard for me to detach from that. What's the new word they're using? Decentered. It's too hard for me to decenter myself from that aspect. I can't. There's no what they say. Once you put the glasses on, you can't take them off. You can't take them off. It's one thing to be calling yourself a god. This God image right here is a lower aspect. This is some lower shit. This is some relative world shit. But you can see, even in the non-dual society, they still recognize a personal God. They call these a personal God. You can still use this personal God as a reference for the mind to maneuver through the dream world, aka the Maya, aka Prakriti, aka Mayat. You can still use the personal God, but you have an ultimate understanding that this is just a projection, man. That this is just a goddamn. It's nothing more than a. It is energy, and it is all that we say Lord Ganesh is, but in a relative sense. All right. When we go to the ultimate P, the pure cosmic P, consciousness, it's only a projection because none of this ever really happened. But at the same time, all of this shit is happening. That's the paradox of chaos. That's the paradox. That's why they say you can't know Brahman, nigga. Because you get to saying a whole bunch of paradoxical shit and get nowhere. Especially if you're trying to stick to intellectual shit. You got to drop the intellect. You got to drop the buddy. You got to drop Doff and go straight into pure being. Let's finish what he was saying here. So, what does this say? I think me and Trav were having this conversation months ago, years ago, and it just clicked. It just made perfect sense. And now I'm reading Karma Yoga. I'm seeing it in a Karma Yoga. He said, like, I don't think you just get these types of books because we were just having a conversation on books we was reading. I can't tell you exactly what it was like, but you just don't get and tap into these certain types of books. I think you get these books based off of your deserved level of karma. I know a lot of niggas, I don't read. It's all in me. Technically it is, but you got to unveil it. And how you gonna learn how to unveil it? All the information in you. You're gonna have to read. You're gonna have to be taught by a teacher. And a teacher's gonna tell your ass to read. Mine did, Panic did, Bobby did, Phil did. So hey, John Henry Clark did. Everybody said read, nigga. You gotta figure it out. You can get it from here, but you need to go do your own study because you get your own realization from that. Now, we talked about these books and how like we think we run into certain books based off our karma. And I gave y'all how I end up finding Trav's um YouTube, right? How it led up to it. See, I keep mental note of all these things. I remember the exact thing that was going on in my life, and that led me to this, and then led me to that, and then led me to this, and then led me to this dream, which gave me this major breakthrough. And then I ended up watching this cartoon show, The Watchers, that gave me an even bigger breakthrough to help me realize before I even knew about being pure unconditioned consciousness. I didn't even know none of that. Of course, I've heard of chaos and all of that, but remember, I never connected it with consciousness. So I had that experience, that terrifying experience, but the biggest breakthrough on my spiritual journey. Yeah, I've run into with spirits and all of that shit. Don't none of that shit to equate with that experience, which I've given y'all before, given a million goddamn times. Just went to this certain observer mode, no attachment to what was going on, just watching what was going on. That's another story. And all those experiences led me up to boom, running to Trav shit. I was already doing my YouTube, but I ran into Trav shit, and Trav started referencing certain books and books and books and oh, let me go get it. 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 Because what he ended up saying shifted my perspective. And that's why I keep trying to tell people. Yeah, like I posted that thing of Bobby Hemming. It kind of did some numbers on threads. Like everybody like to repeat what Bobby Hemming said. Bobby Hemming said, but don't nobody repeat this shit when he said, "Shit, that shit that I taught 10 years ago. That shit is irrelevant now." You gotta quit thinking that you know. Keyword no, because it's gonna get to a point where you're gonna figure out you don't know shit, and you can't track it based off of some methodology. Why? Because it's chaos. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically exactly what the fuck he said. Nobody likes to repeat that. When Bobby Hemming said what the shit that he thought he knew 10 years ago is irrelevant now. He went to the level of no self. He told you we gotta stop at everything that you think you are. You have to stop identifying with it. Don't, and I know why people don't repeat that. That's some scary shit. It's fucking terrifying. We act all advanced and shit. When I say we, I'm speaking as a whole. I'm not singling nobody out. That's why I like to say we. Shit, I shouldn't even say we because not me. But I still have some attachment of what I identify with as well. So we, goddamn it, like I said, we. But you have to ultimately know and keep it in the background. I'm not this nigga here. I know my name. I'm not this YouTube nigga, my Gnosis, which y'all call me that, but I go by No Way. I'm not this No Way Pop nigga. I'm not this spiritually advanced nigga on YouTube. I'm not. What I truly am is not that. But you get out here and you get to popping it and moving it like you are that. It's gonna be hard to detach from it. Like I told you, that's why I left rap music. That was part of the reason. I'm trying to detach from my ego, but rapping, you gotta build up more ego. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't serve two masters, nigga. For real. You can't serve two masters. So what you gonna do? I think that shit Jesus said too. Shit, hey nigga, you lukewarm niggas. You either gonna be hot or you gonna that lukewarm shit ain't gonna work. You ain't gonna get nowhere. At least not in this lifetime. Maybe you just get enough mental impression. Maybe some of the shit that I say, some of the shit that they heard from Brother Panic, and some of the shit they heard from Brother Bobby is profound enough, and they can take it into their next life. That's all I be hoping for. When I'm doing shit like this, I just hope that it leaves a certain impression on someone's mental impression. That's why I be saying, like, I don't give a fuck how many people watch, bro. Of course, I want more viewers to watch, but if it's only as many as it is now, or even fucking one, it wouldn't matter because it's about the mental impression. If you leave the powerful mental impressions that leads a person, that pushes a person, like he said, even with those motherfuckers, whether they existed or not, but even with those motherfuckers, we know Swami Vivekananda existed. We know self-realized people did exist. We know Bobby existed. We know Brother Panic existed. We know I existed. We know you exist. And we know goddamn Trav exists. That we do know. Or do we even know that we exist for real? Well, that's another story. But that we do know, right? So we know that that shit builds up over time by what? Mental impressions. I'm keep telling you this. I gotta keep telling you niggas. Up the right level of mental impressions that you need that leads you back to that ultimate principle. That's why I keep that cosmic P pushing. That's why I started the Discord group. Let me put it in here. Hold up, y'all. Cosmic P pusher. So for those who haven't joined the Discord, I'm about to give you the link. Give me a second. But we about to wrap it up. So don't leave nowhere. We finna wrap it up. It ain't gonna be long. With your crybaby ass. I'm just your cousin. I'm just trying to protect your crybaby ass. Join email list. Join the email list. Wear your mask. Now what he say? Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Pin that. Boom. So for those who have not joined the email list, or those who have, you have the email in your emails. So join the email list and I send you the link to the Cosmic P Discord group. So I said we're gonna do an hour. We just hit an hour, but we're gonna finish the point here, right? So when we talked about these books and how you actually don't be able to get this knowledge, you don't be able to get these books because you got to think about it. 1,000 years ago, niggas had to travel on boats to get books, huh? Or you niggas had to send a letter to a guru to get information that you wanted, and that could take months, nigga. It can take you a whole 5 years just to get the concept of karma. We ain't even went into shit else. We just talking about karma. So you got to be very decisive on what questions you ask and what you trying to know. You see what I'm saying? Nowadays your black ass got Amazon. Nowadays your white ass got Amazon. Nowadays your beige ass got Amazon. Nowadays your pink ass got Amazon. You're blessed. But what take the good with the bad? Yeah, Jeff Bezos may got people working underground in a cave. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care ultimately. If they are there, free them. That's what I free them. Free them. Free them from up under there. But what if you find out, oh, those are the ones that's been kidnapping kids and killing them and doing this and that? What if you find out they was the one that's doing that? While we talking about free them, you don't know what the fuck they did. Don't worry about that. All you need to worry about is the P. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna always find some shit in manifest reality to be against. You're gonna always find some shit to be for. If you just join it, please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. I gotta see somebody hit this like button. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Hit the like button. Hit it. Come on. There we go. See? I like you. Hit the like button, guys. So it's gonna always find something to manifest reality to be against or to be for and not be, you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna always find that. But that's what's called getting wrapped up in samsara. That's what's getting caught back up in this life cycle of life and death. That's what's getting your ass. Realize it, be compassionate towards people. Be compassionate towards people. Because once you realize you are pure unconditioned consciousness, you ain't gonna have no choice but to be filled with love. That don't mean you don't have to have an opinion about things, personal opinion. That don't mean that. That don't mean you don't have to have personal preferences. That don't mean that. You still get to have that. That don't mean just because you pure unconditioned consciousness, I can walk up to you and slap the shit out your ass. That don't mean that. You walk up to me and do that, it's going, you know what I'm saying? I, Brahman, pure unconditioned consciousness, will be sending you back to Brahman, pure unconditioned consciousness. You walk up and think you're gonna slap me. Let's take it even further. My mama. You think you gonna do that to my mama? I'll probably be able to take it and fight you and I had to kill you. But you ain't I'm sorry, it's just in me. You ain't gonna be able to do that to my mama or my woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you gotta go. You gotta go. Because where you going eventually? I mean, ultimately, your ass just going right back to pure unconditioned consciousness. You're gonna be all right. Ultimately, I didn't kill you. You live forever. It's okay. So the karma that you built up over past lifetimes is what brings you to be able to digest this level of knowledge. The mental impressions, the work that you put in, aka karma, the action that you put in, aka karma. It's a memory. So when people say, yes, all this divine knowledge and wisdom is in me, but yes, you have to unveil it, brother. You're not unveiling it by adding on, oh, I'm a Moor, oh, I'm a Jew, I'm a Christian, I'm a divine goddess feminine, I'm a divine masculine. Okay. So, yeah. So then what? Because all you still doing is adding on more shit. Because let's keep it 100. When people say that, they take their identity very serious. That's what I'm saying. That doesn't mean you're not a Moor in this body in this incarnation. And if you've realized that doesn't mean you are not. what I'm saying is you take a heavy identity with that. So you get emotional about that. And if it's a strong enough emotion in a memory, it impresses on your mind. And guess what is going with you? Do, 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 do. Next life, work out this karma. So now you're gonna come back in the next life. You're gonna be dead smack into a reality where those Moors are taking back the universe now. Then you're gonna have to work out through all the trauma just to hopefully you figure out, oh, I'm pure unconditioned consciousness. Okay, all that is cool. I'm backing up out of all that shit. I'm realizing that I am that. That's what they call twat tamasi. Twat twamasi. Thou art that. You are that pure unconditioned consciousness. So me and Trav had that conversation about you being and then come to find out it's right here in Swami Vivekananda's book as well. It says all is determined by karma. Work all is determined by karma or work. No one can get anything unless he earns it. This is an eternal law. We may sometimes think it is not so, but in the long run, we become convinced of it. A man may struggle all his life for riches. He may cheat thousands, but he finds at last that he did not deserve to become rich, and his life becomes trouble and a nuisance to him. We may go on accumulating things for our physical enjoyment, but only what we earn is really ours. Listen, a fool may buy all the books in the world, and they will be in hold up, and they will be in his library, but he will be able to read only those that he deserves to. A fool will buy all the books in the world and they'll sit in his library, but he'll be only able to read or digest those that he deserves to. You ain't built up the right impressions of what's the name of mental impressions of past life. You ain't did the right work to be able to get a book like fucking, let's see, the goddamn cosmic doctrine. You ain't gonna be able to get no shit like this. It ain't gonna make sense to you. Not because you are less than, you just ain't built up the right mental impression and had the right experiences. The mystical Kabbalah, the goddamn, the goddamn Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita. What do you say? He will be able to read only those that he deserves. And this deserving is produced by karma. Our karma determines what we deserve and what we can assimilate. You ain't gonna be able to assimilate the information. You just gonna read that book and it's gonna be okay. That's cool. I read that book. Oh yeah, I read that. Oh yeah, I read that. Okay, nigga, what you get from it? You see what I'm saying? This is your memory, your universal mind, your past life impressions that are built up that determines your level of alertness or sharpness of the mind or your ability to see the subtleties, to be able to get these deep ass concepts, to only find out, oh, it's honestly simple. This shit is so simple now to me, bro. This shit is very simple. Cause all I need to learn, that's why I didn't know, but now I know. Why it's the principles. All you need to figure out is the principles. You can maneuver through this bitch. What enemies? Man, I just got a goddamn ticket. Well, I ain't got pulled over in about like 12 years, bro. I done got like 3 tickets back to back. That shit, I'm like, God damn. But after I feel that emotion and then move right past it, like, fuck it, shit. You went 12, 15 years without getting a ticket. Nigga, now what? Well, goddamn, you know what? You're right. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Just handle that shit the way I gotta handle it. Fuck it. Move past that shit, man. Get to sitting on that shit. Why that shit happened to me, man? God damn, man. Why this gotta happen? I gotta spend all this money on this. Move right on past that shit. Don't let that shit. See that can make a mental impression on you, right? Let's say you get a ticket and then this happened and this happened and then something goes on with your bank account. You're like, man, why this shit happening to me? And you harbor on that. You just created a mental impression of things don't work in my favor. Something's against me. There's an enemy. I'm not doing something right. I'm doing something wrong. You creating an inner enemy. You're gonna create an enemy on the inside, or you're gonna create it on the outside, or you're gonna ultimately see the whole thing as a movie. You don't take Denzel's Washington's character in the movie. His enemy is your enemy in real life. You know, you got people that's fucked up that do that. They see people play these parts in these movies and they address them as that dude in that movie and they don't like them. Bro, what, you know, that's a movie and that's a person that's acting. Maybe, you know, it may be aligned with their character, whatnot, but you don't know these people personally. You see what I'm saying? So that's why Hollywood is what it is, because that helps create a mental impression on people. That's why most of the rituals are done there, because that leaves a mental impression on the people. 'Cause how do they know that? Because they understand the mind, nigga. Listen to what I'm telling you, man. I'm gonna read one last thing, and we're gonna end it with this. I said 1 hour, but I didn't want to go past 1 hour and 30 minutes. So now this is what we read from last night, right? So if you were part of the occult Sunday service last night, you already know. But I highlighted this whole section, and it goes along with what we're talking about here, right? It must belong to that which has light as its own essence, and as such can never decay or die. We're talking about the you, the real you, the self, that self that you're supposed to be getting knowledge of the self. We're talking about you, all right? Not your name, not your skin tone, not your gender, not your race, not your preference. None of that. We're talking about the real you. It must belong to that which has light as its own essence, and as such can never decay or die, never become stronger or weaker. We're talking about consciousness, you. Consciousness does not become stronger, weaker. Consciousness does not die or doesn't decay. We have to change our language when we're talking about consciousness. Because I'm telling you, that's what's setting up the block. If you just joined, please hit that like button. It never becomes stronger or weaker to the soul, which is self luminous, which is luminosity itself. The soul is self luminous and it is luminosity itself. It cannot be the soul. It cannot be that the soul knows. Though my soul know everything. No, it is knowledge itself. The soul is knowledge itself. It's not something that can be known. We remember when we say the soul, chaos, triple black darkness, the self, they are all the same things. We're not talking about different things here. I need y'all to realize that or remember that. Keep that impressed on your memory. It cannot be the soul that knows. It is knowledge itself. It cannot be the soul that has existence. It is existence itself. What did I tell y'all when I gave y'all the dream breakdown? The mind that produces this dream is the dream itself. It's not something separate from it. It is existence itself. It is the dream. All right. It cannot be that the soul has existence. It is existence. It cannot be that the soul is happy. It is happiness. That which is happy has borrowed its happiness. That which has knowledge has received knowledge. That which has relative existence has only a reflected existence. Wherever there are qualities, these qualities have been reflected upon the substance. But the soul does not have knowledge existing in blessedness. Let me say that again. But the soul does not have knowledge existence in blessedness as its qualities, as they are the essence of the soul. They are the essence of the self. They are the essence of consciousness. They are the essence of chaos. The essence of Ain Sof, and aim so far. That is you. I'm just here to remind you. That's it. I'm just here to help leave that mental impression on you. Like I seen that post, I put it like from what he said last night. What we read last night, Swami Vivekananda said, like, we ain't teaching no, we ain't bringing in new spiritual knowledge. None of the spiritual teachers are. Nobody's bringing in new knowledge. We're just bringing in a new way to relay it to the people for modern times, to translate this so that the modern person can get it, even though everybody won't get it. Ultimately, more people will be able to get it because we can translate it into modern terminologies and terms. And you can get a person on here who keeps saying nigga, 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 nigga. And you already listen to music that say nigga, 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 nigga. So you can relate to that nigga, 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 nigga. You see what I'm saying? Ultimately, nobody's giving you nothing new, just new methodologies. And that, my folks, is all, oh damn, Rose Flame, bro. I probably read 20 plus books. Okay, different version of the lesser banner ritual, Goetia, fourfold breath, etc. To see other variations. Okay, okay. Damn, I missed that Rose of Flame. My bad, bro. Yes, I'm caught up in talking. But yeah, y'all. That's all I wanted to remind y'all on this more Memorial Day. And remember, what's our standard operating procedure? Stand on principle, stand on purpose. This is the biggest cosmic P. You pushing this shit with me. Remember that. If you ain't joined the Discord, join the goddamn Discord by adding yourself to the email list. It is pinned in the chat. And once this video ends, matter of fact, I can put it in there now while y'all still here. I'll put it in the description now. I think it let me do that, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let me go back because I just copy and pasted from my other videos. So I ain't got to sit here and try to create and type all this shit out. Yeah, man. I hope y'all Memorial Day going good, man. Hope everybody doing good, doing well. I know a couple people in here that everybody don't like hopping in the chat, but I ain't mad at you. So if I know y'all ain't gonna hop in the chat, y'all definitely ain't gonna hop in the Discord. But we want you there. That's what I'm saying. Like people, like it's that time you can speak. You see what I'm saying? Like this ain't one of them channels where you can't come over here and speak. You know what I'm saying? That's part of stepping out of your shell too. You can speak. You know what I'm saying? Somebody just signed up. Shout out to you. I ain't gonna say your email name, but everybody don't want their email name out there. But shout out to you. If I can get to my videos and upload it, okay. God damn. God damn. Probably got too much shit going on. Got Chat GPT open and some more shit. But don't worry, you finna get that Discord sent over to you, bro. Shoot you that link. Or sus. I don't know. I didn't get to read the name of the email. I don't know if it's a male or female name, but appreciate you joining. And what I'm about to do now, I'm not ending this video till I keep my promise and put this shit in here. Just remember what we just talked about, right? Remember what we just talked about. You are that pure, unconditioned consciousness. You are not who you really are, is not affected by whatever your personality is, your emotions, your thoughts, your preferences, your likes and dislikes, what somebody does to you, what somebody ultimately cannot do to you. You are not affected by none of that. And you live like that, you move like that, and living and moving like that. Now we're talking about moving outside of karma. Now we're talking about getting outside reincarnation, because there's a whole nother set of thoughts and patterns and shit and ways that you move to to stay in that likeness. But we'll get to those type of things in the future, right? More content coming. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, it's going to end up with a course, and obviously, I do consultations. You see what I'm saying? That's that email list. You want to join the email list, you can shoot an email back to that email list. You see what I'm saying? For consultations. Or Wait till that course come out because I'm building and working on that course. I ain't got no date on it. Don't worry about it. Ain't no date on it, but it will be coming. But as always, like I like to tell y'all, stand on principle. That's our standard operating procedure, and we stand on purpose. And as always, no obstacles will apprehend you. Prosper over pain. Why will no obstacles apprehend you? Because they're only opportunities for you to prosper. All you got to do is change your perspective in a way that you look at the movie. Peace, y'all.